such an asshole.
I think this is going to be my biggest dick move of SO Consulting because I charged this kid $75, but I guess it's not going to be a dick move. I guess I can't. I'm going to be a dick at first, but then I'm still going to help the kid out, and I'm going to get him $75 back. And I'm not joking about that either. But here we go. Hello, Mr. Clary. My name is Dan, 22. No need for anonymity. What are your general thoughts on the cryptocurrency market and its future, say within 5 to 10 years? I expect to cash out in 5 years' time. Was investing worth it due to potential hyperinflation? I'm biased, having invested $5,000 earned. What did you buy? Actually, cash out in 5 years. Having invested $5,000 earned through shitty landscaping dishwashing jobs into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ADA. I don't know which one, ADA, in August of 2020. All right, so you've enjoyed the run-up. Please make this a video request. Thank you for Bachelor Pet Economics, RM. I'm just thinking rational mail. Did I write a book, RM? Reconnaissance Man. And enjoy the client. All right. Dan, you're a young man. I need this to sting, but I'm going to make this sting for everybody. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen to the stock market or the cryptocurrency market or any fucking market. I don't know. There's no way to know. There is no way to predict the future. And you fucking idiots have got to get this through your fucking head. I don't know. Nobody can know. If somebody figured it out, they would be a unlimited quintrillionaire. They'd be unlimited money. Because they would have known to invest in cryptocurrency when it was 10 cents per Bitcoin. They would have known then to buy Apple back in 1978. Stop fucking asking me questions I can't fucking answer. Let 5 to 10 years out? How do you think finance works? I understand people might be misled to think because of all the math involved in finance and stocks and investing that it's a science. It is not a fucking science. Right? The only scientific aspect of finance and investing is statistics, where it's how boring do I want to make this? Where you eliminate all the idiosyncratic risk and you relegate it down to market risk. You try to find little bits and pieces where, there's a little bit of a consistent trade here, but it's getting down to such small, and based on the speed of which the trades go through, that's the real science. That's your trading platform. How fast is it? How close is it to the stock market exchange? But as for what do you think is going to happen to the economy? There should be no fucking economists. That question should never be asked, ever. By the media, by you should not one person going forward, as I decree the world's greatest economist ever. There should never be a question uttered again asking someone what will happen in the future, especially as it pertains to investing in finance. Because nobody fucking knows. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't have a future time machine. If we knew, we wouldn't have markets. We'd all know what the prices would be fixed. And matter of fact, if I knew how to predict the future, I wouldn't tell you where I thought it would be, because then everyone would go and buy in at whatever and drive the price up and eliminate my opportunity for profit. So this is a larger philosophical point. I can't predict, nor can anyone predict, what cryptocurrency is going to do tomorrow, let alone 5 or 10 years from now. Just as I can't predict what the leaf on that tree out there is going to do. I can't predict what the ant on the hill is going to do. So knock it off. I don't want to hear any more questions from any of you. Cappy, what do you think is going to happen to the future price of X, Y, and Z? The only thing I could tell you is stocks will go down. All assets. Prices will go down, and then they will go up. And then they will go down, and then they will go up. And then they will go down, and then they will go up. And I don't know by how much or when the downs and ups are going to happen. That's all I can guarantee you. And the sooner you realize that this is not a fucking science, that it's all magic, now you can actually start not necessarily making money in the stock market, but you're not going to piss away $75 ever again hiring a financial advisor, which is actually multiple thousands of dollars of savings that I just saved you. And this is an important lesson. This is where we're going to earn back Dan's money. And hopefully you guys will never ask me this question again. If you do, I'll just charge $100 next time and point them to this video, and I even have to make a new video. If no one can predict the future, if investment professionals and financial geniuses and gurus, they can't predict the future, know which stocks are going to go up, why would you hire them? And the answer is you don't. Now, if you want to look this up, because I'd have to, it's been a while since I refreshed my memory. The vast majority, we are talking 85% plus of investment professionals cannot regularly beat the index. And if you go over a long enough time horizon, it's even less, maybe like 5% investment professionals. And they're like your Warren Buffetts and your unique characters. All right. But the majority of people who went to school for finance and investing cannot do their job. They can't. They cannot beat the index. They cannot predict what's going to happen to stock prices. So since they can't do that, you don't need them. And you don't need to pay their flat fee or their annual fee or the percent. Heaven forbid if you're paying a percentage, right? What you want to do is you want to go with index investing. And this is, I'm giving you guys a free degree in finance, all right? I'm not joking. It's a free degree in finance. You don't need to study finance to invest wisely. All you have to do is have a diversified portfolio and you invest in index. Why index is it there? Because very few investment professionals can beat the index. And so and there's index funds. There's index funds for bonds, index funds for stocks. There's index funds for foreign and Asian and different regions of the country or the world rather. You invest in a diversified portfolio of different indexed funds. And there's no guarantee because I don't know the future, but historically speaking, you're very statistically likely to beat the investment professionals at their own game. And what's great about index funds is they're very low cost. I mean, you can't just have a company set up an investment fund or an index fund, have the computers and everything have you as a client and not charge you for something. They have some investments, they have some costs, but they're not paying some schmuck in the suit with some bogus analyst to analyze their stocks and try and figure out which stocks are better than those stocks. And then they have a mutual fund that beats the index. You don't have to pay for that. It's boring index investing. And there are different places you could go to get index funds. You could go through Vanguard. You could go through Fidelity. There are robo-advisors. Unfortunately, it was the one I really liked. And then they went all woke and told me about how I was a bad person because black people were suffering. I'm like, excuse me. Go fuck yourself. I forgot. Just look up robo-advisors. They've eliminated these financial professionals. You don't need them. You don't need a broker. You need a brokerage, but you don't need a broker. You don't need a financial advisor. You don't need a financial planner, right? So just remember that index investing. By the way, didn't know if you guys knew this, indexes can go down too. Index investments can go down. We are talking over the long haul in a diversified portfolio of index funds. You will, over time, historically speaking, can be expected, though not guaranteed, to beat investment professionals on the whole. And so there you guys go. That's it. All right. Did we all have a good finance and economics lesson? Did we all learn? I'm glad we did. Mexi Mike 5. Damn, Mexi Mike, what do you got? Don't you have anything to do with your money? The booktube alerts me to the following. Stop asking Cappy to predict the future market crash. My reaction to previous question statement, never. Stop asking Cappy to predict the future market crash. Nonstop Dre, $2. Dude, bro, what's a good business idea? I know. What do you think is going to take off in the future, man? I feel a little bad for Dan because he's young and they didn't understand. Like, for example, when I was a younger man, I was in school. I asked this professor of mine, I said, okay, so we know kind of when to buy. I said, when do we know when to sell? And he answered it very poignantly. He says, if you could figure that out, you'll be the world's richest man. And he was right, because you can't figure out when to sell. Now, there's ways, there's statistics and analytical methods. But if you know when to time the market, if you could time the market and you got it down to a science, you're infinitely wealthy. You never have to work again. Luis, €4. Hi, can you provide an updated reading list of what? My own stuff? If you're looking for my stuff, just go to, just search my Aaron Clary author page on Amazon. You get all my books there. And then I have another book but that's published by Vince Barrick. But if you look How Not to Become a Millennial, that's the only book that's not under my name. But like reading list for books I enjoyed, I've read less. I think I've read less books for pleasure than I've written books. I'm pretty sure now. I like the Black Cauldron series, but that's for kids. Plus, they made movies of it, so you don't have to. Peter the Great by Robert Massey was a really good book. I really enjoyed that. That was surprising. Mila 18 was a good book. I like Mila 18. I'm really struggling to find on any other books that I read that were good though. I've read books on audiobook. If you're bored, Rich Cooper's book is really good. The Unplugged Alpha, even though I think everybody kind of knows it, he did a good job writing. I can't lie. He did a real good job. But yeah, no, you're asking the wrong guy if you want a reading list. Simply because I hate reading. Judd Grover, $2. Bro, dude, will Bitcoin plummet next year? And next month, laughing my ass off. Just kidding. Yeah, I know. I love all these dude bros. Like they get into crypto. They get lucky. They buy low, and then something takes off on them, and they think they're financial geniuses. And then they don't lock in their gains, and then they're offering classes, and then all of a sudden they're bankrupt. They're not bankrupt, but they don't have their money anymore. Well, they never did have their money. You have to sell in order to keep your money. There you go. Questions, answers, AsselConsulting.com. More on the way. Toodles.